Hi everyone. Right, what I'm going to do is I bought this a while back from Zanderlee, which was a wedding dress. Well, it was the skirt part of it, and there's a lot of appliques on this top section of it, but the bottom section had even more. The only difference between the bottom skirt section at the back, there wasn't any backing on it. These were fine, so I'm just dissecting these basically to use them in my kits and projects. Now, what I've had to do, because that is how it is, it was just all like that in one section, is to work out what applique I want, because there's flowers and leaves, and so all I'm doing is very quickly going through so many. These are all ready, so that needs sorting out. I've cut tons and tons and tons of them, and I'm just going through them very quickly, snipping off what I, not what I don't want, but what I can make into one applique. See, like that, this will all be trimmed out. I've got the, this leaf is bust, but that's, can't help that. So I'm just trimming off all these sections. Do I want that? Yes, I do. Working out which pieces I actually want on the applique. Some you will lose because of, you can't have it all. But with this piece, look, it's just a trim around the edge. You do have to be really, really careful and just trim up the leaf like that, because the appliques have been joined so much. So all I do is trim them up like that. I'm not going to keep that on. I'm going to take that off. Take that out. Trim that up. I'm not going to cut any more off of that. But that is an applique. Beautiful little beaded flowers and pearls. And so that's going to make one applique. Now, like, take this one, which has got, there's nothing much you can do with that apart from take out the leaves that you can add to another section of the applique. If I had a flower cut, some of it is like this, so it's just a matter of shaping it properly. I'm trying to do something with it. Yeah, I'm not happy with that bit there, so I will just cut that like that. And that can, if I just show you, if I've got a flower here, and if I wanted to add, I can add that like that. So I don't waste anything at all. I save as much of the applique as I possibly can. And with them being joined the way they are. Like that. See, that's another leaf can be used somewhere. But I am trying to take as much as possible out in one piece. Like that. So let's just see where we get up to on this one. Not worried or fussed about that at all, because that will be snipped into place like that. Okay, now you see this is going into another flower, so I'm going to save as much of this one as possible. I'm working my way around. And it's the flowers I'm mainly after. Let's just have a look at this one. See what we've got. Yeah, I like that one on its own, so I will snip that. I'm going to take that off there. That's a better piece to save. cut that around and then save that part of the applique like that. And take that bit off with that. So I've got that. And that's far better to keep that piece like that. So that's another one. And then regarding this piece that's left, is just trim it up like that. These are just the ends I'm trimming off that have been attached to something else to try and make it decent enough to work with or to use on something. Like that. And that's another piece that can be used somewhere. Let's go back to this one. I'm going to detach that one there. Now, as you can see, I've got this. So I do want to keep them three leaves with that, these two and those two. And it's just a case of cutting out the bit you want. I mean, I won't waste the pearls or anything on that one at all, because you don't do that. Like that. Just taking this flower like that. There is a lot of work involved, and I'm sure if you listen to Zandalee, she does, you know, an awful lot of this work. Well, she cuts the appliques out of the dresses herself, and she knows there's a lot of work involved in them, and you do have to be extremely careful. But and when you've got a dress like I've bought from her, this one, you know, that's I like that one. That's fine, and I don't need to waste any more on that. So that's that. Now this is the piece I'm cutting it from, and right now I'm just going to chop this one where I want to cut it and make the appliques from it. Let's have a look at this piece. Now this is what's been cut off from the seam. The only thing you can basically do with these, you don't want to waste them, you just cut around them very carefully. I'm going to take this one out here. Trim it up. Trim around the petal there. I'm actually going to take that out. I'm just going to take the flower out. I've changed my mind. I've got myself a little beaded flower that can go in the centre of a flower somewhere. So I'm going to keep that. There are a couple of leaves that I will keep from this. Like that one and this one, I think. That's fine. Again, there's a little flower here. like that, so I'm not wasting anything like that. There's a leaf or two here. Let's see like doing this one up. Like that. I'm not going to waste that. That's another one. And there's another one. You just, you know, you can put them on your project anywhere. Here's another flower and some more leaves. With this type of applique, it's unfortunate that you have to cut into it to get the appliques out, but it was matted with appliques, which is obviously good, but it just means a lot of fussy cutting. And I don't want this just sat there. I'd rather people be using it for projects. There's another one. And so you just keep going like that. Not sure what I can salvage out of this one. That we shall see. See, that leaf has been cut into it. But if I tidy that up, you know, I don't want to waste that one, and I will fit it in somewhere. So I'll keep that one as well. Here's a small leaf. Keep that one. There's another one. Doesn't matter if you've got 1 pearl on or 10. It's, you know, I'm not wasting it. Let's go back to this one. And I like this one here. And what I've got here are 2 flowers together. Let's have a look. That one's no good. Oh, so I've been asked about the stick pin kits and things like that. I will be putting them back up on my Etsy shortly. I just don't seem to. I haven't got time. My time is so short. It's unbelievable. You know, and I keep putting them up and they keep selling. So I do thank you all for that. And I know you keep asking me for more. I will put them up, but between doing the other kits and everything else, and the tutorials, and I mean, I do make things in between for gifts and whatever. I just don't have the time, but I'm working on it to get as much up as possible. See, I like that. That's really pretty, that one. There's another leaf. I can keep that one. I hope you're seeing this. Another one there. I'm not take the pearl out of that one, but let me have a look. Now, what can we get out of this one? And these are double layered type of, see, like that. And it would take me a long time to go through that. So what I'm going to do basically is to just cut it where I can and make that. It'll be a chunkier one. A nice, I like that as it is, quite chunky. So we'll just trim it off best we can. Tidy it up. There we go. And that's a nice one on its own, like that. I could fussy cut around that more, but I just think that will spoil it. You know, there's some you can do, and some I will do it to, and some I won't. I do like the size of that one. I think it's a very pretty one. So that will be kept. Here's another piece that I mean, you can't have it like that. It just doesn't look right. So what I will do now is to sort that out, and I'm just going to cut that there, there and there, and then just salvage what I can from that. So again, we've got those two flowers, and I'll do what I did with the last one, and that's to take that around there, trim where the leaves are. Sorry, I'll just have to go answer the phone. Really sorry about that. I was expecting a phone call. I've ordered some book rings, and they didn't have all the order that I'd requested. So they were just making sure they could replace it with something else, or different size one, should I say, which I don't mind. Okie dokie. So like I say, I'm just cutting this one down. And I'm basically only cutting it to the stitching, just to trim off the material. And this one is it's not cut into shape, so I will cut that one like that. And just trim off that, make sure that's got a point on it like it should have. And there you go. I'm going to keep that one like that. That's that one. Now I'm left with this, so I'm just going to trim that off. Let me see, I'm going to trim around this one here, and I'm going to make it that I can add that when I cut round there. That's onto that. So that's the applique, and all you do again is just trim round it, make sure that you've cut all the ragged edges off and whatever, make it nice and neat. But this is, when Zandali was selling it, I just fell in love with this one. It was absolutely stunning, and of course I did win it. Kind of, you know, it was first in, first shout. And she does sell some lovely appliques. I have to say though, you don't often get a look in with certain people, but I got this one, so I was quite happy with that. And I'm going to take that one off because that doesn't belong with that. It's just, that's the pattern that's gone round like that, and that's lovely. So, you know, if ever you get a chance to buy any appliques from her, please do so, but you have to be quick, because there's some you don't get a look in, basically, and they don't care about anybody else having anything. It's just greed, I think. Greed has a lot to do with it when you can't get hold of something. Somebody keeps buying it all up. Just greed. So that's a pretty one, isn't it? Again, now I have to look and see what we've got here. We've got another one of those, which I am actually going to cut out. Let me just see. Yeah, that's fine. I like that one. Yep, that's another one done. See, that one's stitched on top of another one, and that's when it can become a little bit difficult to work out which piece you want. But I'm actually going to cut that one off and take that out. That's a nice little applique there, which I shall trim up later. This is quite a thick one, it's a double one. And what I mean by that is one laid on top of the other. But that's fine. That's fine. That just needs pulling back in, does that. Again, we don't waste a leaf if we can help it. There we go, that's that. A little tiny one here. I'll leave that as is, I think. Yeah, we'll do that with that one as well. That one's fine. And there you do. Bleh, bleh. And there you go. You just keep going around, taking out what you can, trying to make a very decent applique from, you know, separating it all. It's because they were all together and it's really hard. I mean, it was lovely if you could only keep it like that, but you can't. If you want to use it in your crafts, you're going to have to cut it. I hate cutting anything up, that's nice, but if it's going to look good on another project, I don't mind doing it at all. So there you go. Just keep on going like that. Lots and lots of goodies that you've got, and they're just great. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to continue when I've turned the camera off, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.